to you Libras out there. Hope y'all are having a great day. Okay, so for you Libras, you have the Fool, the Judgment, and you Libras have the Nine of Wands. So I'm seeing that a lot of you Libras are starting to learn the extent of what it is that I was talking about a few days ago. Remember how it is I was telling you Libras that like a lot of your friends are not necessarily your friends, and it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with how you treat them. They would have treated you like trash regardless, because it's their issue. They have the issue. They have an issue with you, and the issue that they have with you is a lot of you Libras are on the verge of finding internal peace and getting right spiritually. And a lot of the times, people who are not right spiritually, they don't like that. Excuse me. It's warm in here. So they don't like that spiritually. And a lot of you Libras started to just feel like and really just observe that it's you that have to put yourself out there on the chopping block. It's you Libras that end up having to take a lot of the risk. And people ask you to do those things. You know, they ask you to risk yourself. They ask you to take unnecessary risks. And the thing with you is, a lot of you Libras are realizing that no friend will ask you in trust, right? And as being trustworthy, and ask you Libras, or put you in a situation where you Libras have to risk it all. You're risking your job, you're risking your financial health, you're risking your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Friends don't really and won't ask you to do that. And why that's so important in the first place is because a lot of you Libras realize that you got to get away from a lot of these people that you know currently, because they really do put you in messed up situations where they want to blame you for the source of all of their problems. And that's not gonna work, right? Like that's wild to do that. That's really not going to work whatsoever. And a lot of you Libras are very much so over it, to the point where you don't want to have to deal with a person who's going to really blame you for every single thing in the world, especially if it's really not necessary. You know, it's one thing to blame you Libras for whatever, maybe you may have done something wrong, and you know they may have had a real issue with that because it did, you know, strike a nerve. But now a lot of you Libras are realizing that, you know, some of these people, after reflecting, you know, and that's another thing too, like don't try to make it fit where it doesn't fit, because I don't want people to be like looking and trying to find out what's going on and looking to have a problem with a person either. That's not what I'm trying to accomplish. What I'm trying to accomplish is for you Libras to understand, right, from examining your own life, why some of you would need, the ones that this applies to, why you will need to stay away from the so-called friends that you already have, right? Because I'm seeing that a lot of you Libras are doing a lot of, and we're not even, you know what I'm saying, we're just on these three cards alone. But like a lot of you Libras are doing some self-reflection and trying to figure out if I'm wrong about that, right? If I'm just blowing smoke or whatever, I'm wrong about that. Or if you Libras actually do have some moles in your camp, some snakes in the grass around you, that you essentially have to, you know, cut the grass. You know, you have to, you know, kick the snake out basically, because you know, a lot of people can sometimes low-key be upset and jealous of you and envious of you and in low-key competition with you. And sometimes you don't see that. Sometimes you just mark that off as, why is this person moving like this with me, right? Sometimes it's a little bit extreme how they move. And they move like that from an extreme standpoint because you Libras are at peace with yourselves. See, part of the reason why people play them games in the first place, right, is because you're at peace with yourself and they're not. So they have to play game with you and get upset with you and stuff like this. Because people who are legitimately competing against themselves, they don't have this chip on their shoulder where it's like they have to be at odds with everybody and sabotage everybody that they come in contact with. When a person is healthy, they have to sabotage this person and look to get on this person's nerves and then act like this person is pressed about them. Because that's one thing that they like to do. They like to get on your nerves and then act like you pressed about them. And it's like it's not even about pressed about it, as if you don't have something to do. As a matter of fact, that's what it is. They risk sometimes jeopardizing what you have to do, because they try so hard to make themselves a part of the situation in the first place. So now it's like, why is it that you even made yourself a part of the solution if you knew that you were going to play all these types of antics and games with somebody? And then, and then they commit logical fallacy by trying to conflate it and trying to make it seem like, oh, well, the reason why it is that you're so mad is because you pressed off of the fact that I'm not there or whatever. I must be important. Give myself a pat on the back. And it's like, no, you idiot. What it is that you spent your whole time trying to put yourself in a position where everybody can pay attention to you. You Libras can pay attention to them. Now it's time for them to actually practice what it is that they've been talking so much about, because they talk such a big game. That's why I say talk is cheap. There's people who like to talk too much. They really don't. A lot of the times, more often times than not, they really ain't got too much going. It's a lot of flash. It's a lot of charisma. It's a lot of false confidence. It's a lot of you can't tell me anything. Let me explain something to you. Everybody can be told something. The humblest of people are some of the most successful individuals because they can be told something, because they listen. Listening is more important than talking. All this nyam, all that talking, all that nyam, yeah, that's a dub. All that nyam have people looking goofy out here. All this talking. Okay, so show me all this high power that you're talking about. Show me all this flexing that you're talking about. Show me all this flexing that you're talking about. Then when you challenge them, then when you press them back, them same individuals who talk so much, who act like they can't be told anything, right? All they do is talking, but then when it's time for them to actually show up, they don't do anything, right? Then when you Libras would have pressed them and say, all right, since you talk so much, let's see what you got. No, because you always talking like you are in a position like the divine gave you authority to tell everybody and boss everybody around, right? That authority that you have to tell everybody what to do is divinely ordained on you, right? So why don't you go ahead and show somebody something then? See, now you have to. Saying no will make you look stupid if you say no. You have to now. That's what you do with dysfunctional people. You press back. You put them in a position where they talking all this. Show something. Show something. Because it's too much talking about what they're capable of and what they have and what they could do and what's going on, and telling everybody and acting like they're confident and on high and you know what I'm saying? I smell like cool water cologne and all of this stuff. Okay, but show me something though, since you big talking, since you big stepping though. Show me something. They're not going to be able to do that 9 chances out of 10. So now the world and the King of Cups right here is about how, so you Libras have seen that, and you Libras have essentially separated yourselves to kind of give them some space to make some serious decisions on whether or not you're going to continue to hang out with them. Because what I'm seeing here is a lot of you Libras are doing things the correct way. You're doing it the intelligent way. You're not necessarily ignoring them per se and cutting them completely out of your life. You want to be able to make sure that you give yourself enough space between you and them to actually think about, reflect how they've been moving, how you've been moving, and then and see if they're going to come to you for a change talk to you and find out how they moving with you, and then you Libras will make a decision, because I know what I am saying is life changing, right? You don't, I get it. Like, to stop hanging out with said people that you once thought that you belonged around. I understand what that means. That means that you're gonna have to be a one person show. I get it. But at the same time, you Libras also understand that what I'm saying could be real though. Right? And I have to throw in the could be on some humble type of stuff, because ultimately it's your decision to make. You Libras are the ones feeling like you're not necessarily going to tell everybody off because you don't want to be wrong about it, and or wrong about a particular person or groups of persons, aka people, right? And then you end up wilding out and making things, look hectic or whatever. I get it. But a lot of you Libras just want to sit back and see, like, if they care, they're gonna reach out. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be consistent. And then when you hang out with them, how are they gonna move? Like, what are they gonna do, right? Are they gonna flake the last second? And a lot of you are really just trying to see how people are moving right now before you decide that you are going to stop talking to them or not. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups is about how, because I see that a lot of you Libras are not comfortable right now. To be, if I'm being fair, if I'm just being transparent, I don't think a lot of you Libras are the most comfortable that you can be right now. Personally, from what I am seeing, I'm seeing that a lot of you Libras are quite alert and alarmed, right, of the fact that you had so many snakes in your camp that you allowed to get close to you and have access to you. You know what I mean? And if it, how you have to, a lot of you Libras are understanding how you have to develop a lot more street smarts. Libra is a zodiac sign that's great for business ideas and stuff like this, but when it comes to like street smarts, the air signs are not very dry bones. The air signs are not very good at street smarts like that, because once again, a lot of y'all be thinking that a lot of people are y'all friends, and you don't understand the dynamics that very few people are actually your friends, Libra. Let me just say what it is. Very few people are actually your friends. Very few. And that is me. That is not me taking a jab. This is taking a jab at you, or being upset with you, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of poking at you a little bit or whatever the case may be. This is me telling you Libras that in the real world, not everybody is going to be your friend. Even and that, you have to understand how to be more street smart so that you can actually be able to maneuver. The way that the world works, a lot of people are fake and fickle. This is the same reason why people will be texting back and forth, and then they playing this texting game. They texting back and forth, put down the phone, and then they go walk off, and they don't talk to you for how much time, and y'all in the middle of the conversation, instead of them just saying, hey, I got something to do, I'll holler at you later, peace. Because they're fake, they're fickle. It's the same reason why they could be hanging around you Libras, and the next minute they not cool with you. They got an attitude with you now. You don't even know why they have an attitude with you, but they got an attitude with you now. So the Ace of Cups is about thinking about how, again, this is a spiritual journey that a lot of you are really on. This is about, this Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups is about how some of you Libras may be crying because y'all are really taking this thing seriously. Like, you really gonna have to stop hanging out with said people, because you can't, because people are trying to really twist things up and make things as unclear as possible, that Libras, who's really our friends and who's not. And a lot of you Libras don't know necessarily where to turn at this time. Like, should you go here? Should you go here? What's the right thing to do? Should you keep them in your life? Should you not keep them in your life? And the truth is, a lot of you Libras are already on the verge or on the precipice, I should say, which is the same thing, of making said decision about what it is that you want to do. You Libras just need to gain the evidence to see in real time, as you notice it happen and pay attention to it, how a person is moving. Are they moving inequitable where things are unfair? How are they moving? Are they being honest? Are they keeping it a buck? What exactly is going on? Are they trying to make it so that, you always are the ones to have to inconvenience yourself for the sake of them, but when it comes time now for them to show up for you, they never around? A lot of you Libras are paying attention to this. You're not alarming anybody that you're paying attention. You're just waiting to see. Are those so-called friends going to give you a call? Because sometimes it's a matter as simple as finding out who's your friends on if they're going to give you a call. I've been there myself. All they can do is ask me to spend money. No. Bum, get a job. I'm not spending money on you. Bum. No. Now they don't want to hang out. Okay. Cool with that. So it is what it is. What is dry begging? What is all of that for? Being entitled to a whole other person's money and then being upset when the person is like, no, get your lazy bum self up and get a job or find a legal hustle to do. You dig what I'm saying? That will bring money in. What are you talking about? I get this. That is how I choose to spend my money is my right. I've been there. Every 2 weeks, somebody hounding you down, calling up your phone. What you calling up my phone for? Bum. What you calling my line for? Now you trying to act like you want to hang out, but every 2 weeks you never call. Within those 2 weeks, unless it's payday, you never call. What's up, bum? Oh, you wildin'. No, you wildin'. Because how come you only call me on payday, bum? See, now I gotta look at you with the Michael Myers side face. What are you talking about, bum? Until you can show me that you're not a bum, I'm gonna look at you like you a bum, and you can't do anything about it. You can shame me, whatever. That's my right. I can look at you however I want to. As long as I don't do anything that gets me in trouble or gets me in trouble, but in a situation with the eyes of the law, I can look at you however I want to. I could look at you like in a circus suit if I want to. That's my perception. That ain't yours, bum. You feel what I'm saying? And the thing is that the thing is that the Seven of Cups is about you. Like I said, you Libras needing to see, like, how could you have had so many so-called friends, and you mean to tell me none of them actually have my back? This is how a lot of you Libras are thinking. You mean to tell that's how y'all are thinking. Y'all are thinking to yourself from the perspective of, you mean to tell me that I got all these people around me and these people ain't really having my back like that? So this has just been lost times on some Seven of Cups stuff? This is a waste of my time trying to have these people around me and show love? And then you have the Six of Pentacles and the Hermit right here. Let's see, now you Libras, right? You Libras are like, okay, let's see if they give you a call. You're not expecting them to give you a call, but let's see if they're going to give you a call. You're going to separate yourself from them. You already are separating yourself. But a lot of you Libras right now have the mentality that if they're really for you and they're on your side, not only are they going to give you a call, but they're actually going to be the one to take you out. Hang out with you. See what's going on with you. Find out what you've got. So, because you understand that it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. So a lot of you Libras are looking at it like, let's see what happens. You're not going to go up to anybody. You're not going to alarm them. You Libras, again, y'all are playing the hermit. Y'all are being the hermit. You're just going to stay away from everybody, and you're going to allow people who want to show you that they want to be in your life, show you a form of effort. And you're going to do it quietly. You're not going to be upset. You're not, because look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, right? I've met a lot of you Libras, and a lot of y'all can be pushovers when y'all are ready. A lot of y'all can be pushovers when y'all are ready. From what I've seen from a lot of y'all Libras, a lot of y'all hang out with people that treat y'all like garbage. Treat y'all like pure garbage. And a lot of y'all bottle that up. And then when it comes out like you losing your cool. And I get it, right? Because I do that, right? But, or well, used to. I mean, I still do that a little bit, but not as much as I used to, because I'm starting, because really not even starting, because I'm learning how to not care about these goofies, because the more I examine it, the more I'm like, yo, this is just really goofy, you know what I mean? And I'm able to kind of let a lot of that stuff go now. But a lot of you Libras, right, y'all want to be cool, calm, collected, and everything like that. But people be having y'all in your emotions because they do things to get you upset. And a lot of you Libras, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, a lot of y'all are too tolerant. A lot of y'all allow people who are not qualified to push y'all around. They get on your nerves, they treat you like trash, and now you Libras are like, well, how come it's not fair? Why is there not fair treatment of you? Why is it that you as Libras can show somebody that you care about them and you show respect, but they don't respect you? They don't give you the same kind of courtesy in exchange that you give them. And the truth is that it's because part of the reason why, Libra, and I know it's going to sound cold, but it's the truth, part of the reason why, my dear Libras, is because you allow them to. Because see, that's the thing with me. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, right? Because it's the truth. Because you know, when I do these readings, all types of stuff be coming up out of me, as it is when it comes to the reading too. Because I get just as much as involved as the zodiac sign that I'm reading for, right? So I used to be like that myself, where I would let stuff slide, but I would let stuff slide taking a mental note of what's going on around me and everything like that. And I would really wait for people to develop a conscience. And the problem that a lot of you Libras are having, which I didn't find out till a few years later, is people don't have a conscience. The people who've been betraying you, who leave you high and dry, they don't have a conscience. These is dysfunctional bums. And they look like they're no harm, right? They're not doing anything to you per se, right? Or looking to go out of their way. No, but their laziness is just as harmful as if they were looking to do something to you. Come on out, let's go there. It's just as terrible. It's just as bad. Everybody gonna hold responsibility at some point. It's just as bad. So the situation for that is the Hermit is about how a lot of you Libras, over the next, I want to say, month or two, you're gonna find y'all gonna come to a serious conclusion. Y'all gonna find out what's going on. Y'all gonna find out for yourselves just how deep the rabbit hole goes of betrayal, and how people can be fickle, and how they can be not untrustworthy. Y'all gonna find out from betrayal just how serious I've been, and how transparent and how truthful I've been with y'all. When it comes to the world, most people are goofy. Take forever to send text messages. goofy, because everybody would like that kind of common courtesy where a person says, hey, I got something to do. I'm gonna go ahead and text you back later. I don't know anybody that will have a problem with that. Like, yo, like, why did you tell me that? I don't know anybody that will have a problem. I don't know anybody that would have a problem with that. You expect people to give you that same kind of courtesy, and they not. So let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the Six of Wands, the King of Cups, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Pentacles right here. So the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, to clarify the Six of Pentacles, right? Reciprocation and lack thereof. The Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, you just feel like you really want to be done with these goofies, because you Libras are starting to really pay attention to how it's always inequitable. Every time your interaction is always inequitable. They not trying to give, they want to take. And when they do get some money, let's just say they get some money somehow, right? They disappear. You Libras ever seen somebody that got money but disappear? They have money but they disappear. They disappear. Tiptoeing like they ninjas. Telling you, you don't hear from them up until the money is finished. They get their little income tax checks and all this goofy stuff, right? Or maybe, you know. So now the Six of Wands and the King of Cups right here is all about how this is a situation for you where a lot of you Libras are seeing that maybe you will be in a better situation if you do stop hanging out with all these people that you know, because you're starting to notice that you take L's, you take losses with them, and by yourself it's just you. You literally get to control whatever you want to do. It's all on you. It's all upside and none of the downside of being with a goofy individual that, you know what I'm saying, that just want to be whatever. And the thing is that the Queen of Pentacles right here is about how while they hold on to theirs and they don't ever want to give to you, even though they expect you to give. So there's a lot of important decisions, life-changing decisions that you Libras are going to have to make, and that you are making slowly but surely. Because even though you're saying that you're waiting around, I'm more so seeing that you Libras are saying that you're waiting around, but you're still moving in the direction that I've been talking about, how you're going to move on with your life with these people regardless of the who or the what, because you paying attention to how they're not equitable with you. They don't reach out. They don't go the extra mile. They want you to do the extra mile, but they don't go the extra mile for you. Cold world. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video.